and a second with non-life-threatening but yet critical injuries, and a third was being evaluated now, is identified later. We know it involves sodium hydroxide. We're not exactly sure what happened yet. Right now we're working to contain the environment. We believe it got into a small creek that's located on the east side of that building, and the Summit County hazmat teams are working on containing that, and Royal Chemical has contacted a cleanup company to come start the cleanup. We expect to be here for hours.
So was the truck parked halfway in the building, or when it blew up, half of it went into
The truck was parked outside. They were in the process of loading it. We're not sure what happened. We're getting conflicting reports, and that'll all be part of the investigation.
Can you,
I'm sorry?
Do you know what they were loading it with, the truck?
I do not.
can you tell us more about this chemical?
It's non-flammable. It's a highly corrosive material. It's got a pH of 13 to 14, which is a hazard for the environment. Our crews were able to not handle it, but be in the vicinity of it with just our regular structural firefighting gear, and then we decon them by a washdown to make sure they're not bringing any of it out of the site.
Where were the three people? I'm going to assume that the critical one was the driver, or I guess you tell me, but where were they located?
The critical injury, actually there were 3 tankers lined up in a row, side by side, and it was a tanker next to them. That's the critical injury. The other one was an employee of the company who ran into the building when it occurred, and the third injury was the driver of the vehicle that actually exploded.
Has that Royal Chemical been evacuated for the day?
Yes, they have 2 buildings. They've both been evacuated.
How many buildings were evacuated in the area? Businesses?
I think just 2. 1 business, 2 buildings.
You have quite a bit of fire presence here. I mean, were these companies from all over the county that came in?
Yes, Summit County, we have a county-based hazmat team. So a Summit County hazmat team here represented by multiple communities. And we also had a mutual aid engine company here from Northfield Village. And we also have the county IMAT team here to help us with the incident command system and documentation. Public Utilities Commission of Ohio is on scene. The Ohio EPA is on scene. Interstate Towing is on scene. And I'm probably missing some, but there's a lot of people up there.
So
What do you make of this? I mean, the injuries and all, it sounds absolutely awful.
It is. It's a tragic industrial accident.
what would cause a truck to explode?
I don't know. Don't know. We're not going to speak on that until we have more information. And the investigation should be able to tell us.
Is there any sort of evacuation, or is there any ripple effect from that creek that you're concerned about? People who live along the creek maybe?
No, we are contained to that general area. We have our service department is here. If need be, we can build dams, earthen dams, to stop the spread. But we feel as if at this point it's been contained to that general area.
So there'll be no cleanup, just contained?
They'll be cleaning up the parking lot, the building, but it's contained to that company property for the most part.
So what exactly does the company do with this chemical? Do they make the chemical? What do they
It
do?
is a chemical company. They package it, they mix chemicals. They've been in our city for 30 or 40 years. And we've been here before on incidents. They have a good safety record. So the investigation will tell us what happened. And they'll make changes if necessary.
Could you say one more time, you said there was 3 trucks next to each other and which one had who? Did you hear that part again?
There were 3 trucks lined up side by side. The one closest to the road was the one that blew up. The injury occurred from the driver of the second vehicle that was located between the 2 trucks and was sprayed with product. Brian with an I, Ripley, R-I-P-L-E-Y. Give us till, we'll probably give us some sort of update around 4 o'clock. If that works for you guys?
Sure.
All right?
Okay.
All right.
Mayor, you were here. Did you have anything that you wanted to say?
Just one quick thing I want the chief touched on. It's kind of hard to hear, but the people that live in our community are safe. There's nothing in the air at this point. that anyone should be concerned about. So I want to make sure that anyone living in this area or traveling through Macedonia know that you are safe right now. We would not put anyone in that position. So
For the record, your name?
my name, Nick Molnar, Molnar, Mayor.
Have you had a lot of calls to your office with concerns about this?
We've had a few, yeah. It's not uncommon when anything happens that they call the office, so.
And this is like an industrial kind of area, Parkway. Does this happen often? Lots of emergency responders to the street? Any businesses?
No, this is not a common occurrence. I mean, you may remember we had the tanker explosion on Route 8, which was very unfortunate, and here we have another one, but this is not a common occurrence for us. But we are prepared for it, obviously.
Clarify, you call this a tanker truck? A tanker truck?
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll let them know that you guys can bring your vehicles up to here, okay?
Beautiful.
Thank you.
I
Appreciate that.
You gonna make Kevin run down there and get it?
I'll run down there and
Big
get
down
it.
air personality, right?
See if I appreciate it.